everyone, and welcome to the Week 18 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial plays from the weekend. I'm Simon Borg. We start in Seattle, where the Sounders were chasing an equalizer with 4 minutes remaining when Alex Anderson takes a tumble in the box. No PK called by referee Baldomero Toledo, and he's right. Replays show that Anderson took a dive here, and I think he deserved the yellow for simulation, but Toledo spared him. Toledo was faced with another PK shot just before the half. This time it's Robbie Keane going down in the box, and while there's probably slight contact around the legs, after watching this a few times, I just don't think it was enough to send Keane to the ground like that. I think Toledo got it right. Another great no call, this one by referee Soren Stoican Philly in the 28th minute. Ilsinho goes down way too easy there, but DC did commit 2 other penalty offenses in the same half. Kofi Opare clearly takes down Chris Pontius in the 19th minute, and Marcelo Salvas body checks Ilsinho in the 36th. The Union score both spot kicks en route to a 3-0 win. It was a particularly rough day at the office for DC's Opare, who receives a second yellow in the 65th minute for upending Pontius with this reckless tackle, but by then the game was already out of reach. To the scoreless draw between Orlando and Houston, and the home side had a good argument for a penalty in the 23rd minute. Check out how DeMarcus Beasley tugs on Kyle Laren's arm in the box and doesn't let him challenge for that cross. On to San Jose, where in the 29th minute, referee Juan Guzman shows a yellow to Alberto Quintero for sending his arm into Dallas midfielder Kellen Acosta, and I think he gets it right. Quintero does not lead with the elbow, otherwise we'd be talking red. The Quakes lost 1-0, but they thought they had an equalizer in the 68th minute when the ball hits the back of the net, but Guzman here again correctly rules that the other member of the Panamaniacs, Anibal Godoy, charges the goalkeeper in the back. But with about 5 minutes left, I thought the Quakes had a good shout for a potential equalizing penalty kick when Matt Hedges pushes down Quincy Amarikwa. Good eye from JD McCall on Twitter, who flagged it for us, but Guzman did not see it the same way. To BMO Field, where Chicago Fire right back Rodrigo Ramos ran a big-time risk when he went in with this 2-footed lunge on Jonathan Osorio, but we don't get a replay. Ramos gets by with a talking to from referee Silvio Petrescu. Next up, Rio Tinto, where Real Salt Lake were chasing this game early, and they wanted a penalty in the 24th minute. But to me, that's Joao Plata running into the Montreal defender, not the other way around. Good no call by referee Ricardo Salazar. RSL got their penalty in the 78th minute, and this incident also involved Plata. It looks for a moment like Plata just whiffs on the ball, but when we slow it down, you see Callum Malice's sliding tackle misses the ball and nicks Plata's right foot. Salazar was right to point to the spot, and Jura Movsisyan did the rest. The match would finish 1-1, but 2 minutes after RSL's PK, Montreal also had a great shot for a penalty when Justin Glad pulls down Ignacio Piatti in the box. Salazar doesn't call it, but that was a stone-cold penalty to me. That was a similar play to the penalty that was called for Vancouver in the 86th minute, as Colorado's Jared Watts puts his arm on Christian Techera's right shoulder and takes him down. Referee Alan Chapman does well to call it, and Vancouver take the late lead on Colorado. But that was eventually erased by Rapids big man Axel Huiberg, who scored deep into stoppage time. Except Whitecaps fans argue that he should have been sent off in the 69th minute for an elbow on Nicolas Mesquida. No way! That's just great defending. Chapman does well to play on. Now, there was a red card in this one, and it was shown to Colorado defender Eric Miller in the 71st minute. And I have to agree with Rapids coach Pablo Mastroeni here. I thought it was a harsh call. I can see how it might have looked like a studs-up tackle on Pedro Morales from Chapman's angle, but when we slow it down, you see that's not the case, and it's just 2 players going for the ball. It's a yellow card at worst in my book. To Red Bull Arena, where the match between New York and Portland finished scoreless, but the Red Bulls wanted a penalty in the 52nd minute when Gonzalo Veron goes down on the contact from Liam Ridgewell. Referee Kevin Stott says play on, and the contact does not seem significant, but I think Ridgewell is hooked in pretty good there, and we've seen plenty of penalties called when defenders have their arms around forwards like this. You run the risk, and I thought Ridgewell got lucky there. No luck involved with this call by assistant referee Frank Anderson on the opening goal by Benny Feilhaber in Kansas City. The defender, in fact, kept him on right there. Great eye. The match finished 3-1 for Sporting, and the decisive blow was dealt by SKC defender Raiko Para, who effectively put the match away in the 51st minute. But I have a couple of issues with this goal. First, I thought Opara pushes Jefferson Mena early on in the play, and I would have called a foul there. And then, on the touch from Feilhaber, Opara looks to be offside, but we needed the freeze frame to prove it, and our angle's also not the best. That was a tough call for assistant Kermit Quisenberry. And we end at Gillette Stadium for the Kai Kamara Columbus Crew grudge match, and Kamara was wondering why he didn't get the PK call in the 30th minute. Crew SC defender Chan Barson clips his right leg and trips him up. That should have been a PK to me, but referee Mark Geiger doesn't call it. Great call by assistant Catherine Nesbitt in the 40th minute to raise the flag on this goal by Teal Bunbury. As we can see from the replay, Bunbury was in fact off. And then in the 44th minute, there's an argument to be made for the Crew going down to 10 men. Crew midfielder Tony Chani, already sitting on a yellow card, sends the arm to the face of Lee Win. Geiger rules it incidental, but it could have also been deemed reckless. Second yellow equals red. That's all we have for this week. Remember to keep using hashtag instant replay to flag plays you want us to look at here. In the meantime, for our editor, Abner Seves, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!